Have you experienced the death of a family member or friend suddenly? What does the family do when they're relying on that person's income? And even worse, in that difficult time, they find out there's no life insurance, nothing set in place. I too have dealt with that type of pain and that sudden loss. And I've seen on both sides where one family member was prepared, they had a will, they had life insurance in place. So when it came time for us to handle their estate, handle their bills and things like that, it was a more seamless process. But we had other family members who unfortunately did not plan and was not prepared for their untimely demise. And unfortunately, with that situation, they had children, they had other people that were relying on their income, and with that income being snatched away, what does the family do? What does the children do? So next step, unfortunately, was we had to do a GoFundMe. We had to put money aside and put money up together from friends and family to support that family member. And life insurance, life insurance is so important, so vital. And a lot of people don't understand the true value of life insurance. Life insurance provides a vital financial safety net for families, preventing drastic declines in that quality of life and income. So that way, if they have a stay-at-home parent or someone who is there, they're relying on, that life insurance can help to eliminate that stress, eliminate any outstanding debts, bills, help with continual education, tuition, and help that family to maintain stability in that tough time. You're asking, what's life insurance? What's so important about it? Well, let me tell you, life insurance is vital. It helps those families out that are impacted and helps them to maintain that financial stability, helps them to provide the immediate costs and any long term care that's needed. One big thing it has is income replacement. When a primary breadwinner passes away or a family member, they have to have someone to replace that income. Someone is relying on that income to take care of the necessities, housing, utilities, groceries. And when that family member passes away, who's going to take care of that? Caregiver coverage. Someone has to be there to take care of those children and things like that. And having that plan set aside, having that financial benefit of life insurance can help with those things. When you pass on, you may have debt. They may have other things that's going on, unpaid mortgages, car loans, and things like that. That life insurance can help with those things. We cannot just put you somewhere and just not think about you anymore. Unfortunately, once you pass, there's someone that's still here to pick up the pieces. And there's someone that has to live on through the next day and the next year. And most times that's your family. That's your immediate family who's relying on that income from you. And with that benefit of life insurance, they have that time. They have that time to grieve. They have that time that they need to take off from work, to have that time to grieve and mourn, and have that time to take care of your services. They have that income to coming in that can handle any debt, final expenses, and things like that. Now you're wondering, hey, I've heard of this life insurance thing, but what is it all about? Is it a scam? Is my family really going to get paid out from this? What is really life insurance? So there's several different types of life insurance that you may have heard of. You may have heard of term life insurance, whole life insurance, or maybe even universal life. So you say, what are all those things, and how can that help me, and how can that help my family? Well, term life insurance, that provides coverage for a specific time. So term meaning 10, 20, 30-year term. It could be a long term, it could be a short term. But the term particular policy is good where that you may be able to get a higher amount of coverage, but it's only set for a certain period of time. But the premium that you're paying will be a lot less because it's set for a certain period of time. Now, when you look at the next option, you're talking about whole life. So whole life insurance, just like it shows, whole life. So it's a type of permanent life insurance, not temporary or not term where it's set for a specific term. It's your entire life. So it's a permanent life insurance that covers your entire life. And whatever premiums you paid into that, it also has a cash value benefit tied to that as well. The last option, universal life. Another form of permanent life insurance as well that offers flexible premiums and customized death benefits, along with tax deferred cash value component added to it as well. So there are several different ways, several different plans that you can set yourself up when it comes to life insurance. So you have to make sure you do your research, understand what it is, but understand the value. The value of life insurance is very, very important to our futures, important to the futures of your family. You can pass on income and generational wealth to that family as well. So you're asking, hey, what about the costs? What different costs does it have typically? So typical costs when it comes to, say you have a term life insurance policy, you can do a term life insurance policy up to $500,000 that could potentially cost you no more than from $29 up to $130, depending on your age and your health. So just different benefits that you can possibly take advantage of. And with that term, like I said, you'll pay a little bit less to pay each month, but just understand that it does potentially run out. So with that term policy, you may have it for a certain period of time, but if you outlive that policy, that could definitely potentially change. So you may have to possibly start with that term policy and may eventually change to a whole life policy or a universal life policy. But you want to do that based off of what you have available, what you can do based off of your budget. Some people can't afford that higher premium that a whole life policy may entail starting out. They may need to start at a term policy where you're able to afford a lower premium. You have some coverage that can provide this for your family if something does happen within this term. And then once you do start getting of age and things like that, and you have a better income, then you can switch over to that whole life or that permanent life thing. When it comes to permanent life, you can get the same amount of coverage or more, but there is that extra benefit. There is the extra benefit of cash value that you can pull out, as well as that benefit of it's going to be the entirety of your life. It's not just going to be a certain term and then after that it's going to expire. So some great benefits. So you say, hey, how do I get started? Where do I look? And things like that. There's so many different avenues and things like that. Let me give you just a few that you can definitely look into and take a look at. So if you visit the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, they give a consumer guide on selecting the correct life insurance policy for yourself, as well as you can compare and access rate calculators. You can see, what other different departments, what other plans they have out. They have a lot of good life insurance out there, so you definitely want to check out the different life insurance options. Call around, check around, and definitely see what's available out there. But please, please, please get coverage. Protect your families, making sure that they have something in place so if something does happen, you will have something ready to go. Life insurance is so vital, and a lot of people really don't take advantage of it. There are so many good things when it comes to life insurance, and there's so many different new elements that are adding to it as well. Now they also have added industry innovation like AI into it as well. So carriers are rapidly adopting this technology right now that's helping to streamline the process. So you have accelerated underwriting so it doesn't take as long for you to get approved and things like that. One key resource I read, Equisoft Analysis, 5 Trends Reshaping Life Insurance from 2026. It details how digital first, journeys and transformations in the market. There's so many different planning elements to it. So not only do you just have the life insurance element, there's other planning elements that you can add to it. Long home care, plans like that. So once you get older, you're not able to work anymore. There's certain things that you can add to that life insurance policy that can be very, very vital to you. So please, please, please check into life insurance. Protect your family. If you love your family, protect your family. Please, please, please protect your family. Make sure you have a plan in place. Make sure that they can take care of what they need. You may have heard that old cliche, just live for today. I say that's not true, because you may live for today, but your family is going to live on past that. And you want to make sure your family has something in place. So if something happens, they're able to tap into that life insurance and take care of the necessary things they need to do for life. Once you leave this earth, there are more things that have to be done, We cannot just, bury you and forget about you. There are so many things that have to be done. Your estate has to be settled, and life insurance plays a great and vital role in that. So please, please, please talk to your families, discuss it with them. I know it's a difficult subject when it comes to death and things like that, but it has to be talked about. It is very, very important. So please check it out, do your research, because life insurance is vital. Protect yourself and protect the ones you love.